Good morning, dear students. This is Anee Pokharna, Assistant Professor from IPS College, Humanities Department. Today we are going to study a play from William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was a playwright, poet, and a great writer. He has written over so many plays, and today we are going to cover his one of the most important play called Hamlet. So Hamlet is one of the biggest and longest tragedy by William Shakespeare. Before starting on to the play, let's discuss some characters. So this is the character map of the Hamlet. As we can see, we have Prince Hamlet, King Hamlet, Claudius, Gertrude, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, Ophelia, Polonius, Laertes, Horatio. The most important character is Prince Hamlet and King Hamlet. Why is it a tragedy? The question should be that. What is a tragedy? We will get to know about the term after the conclusion of the story. So let's start with the play. The play is set in Denmark. It starts from the chilly night of Denmark, Elsinore, where two guards were guarding on to the palace of Hamlet. Suddenly, they saw that a ghost of King Hamlet is roaming around and scaring them. They saw that the ghost is trying to scare them. First, they couldn't believe, but after watching him 2 to 3 times, they suddenly ran and went to Prince Hamlet. They were scared and they immediately went to Prince Hamlet. They told the whole story to Prince Hamlet. Prince Hamlet, he didn't believe at first, and he wanted to see by himself. So he followed the two guards and went by himself to watch if what they are saying is true or not. They went there and saw that there's a real ghost who's roaming here and there. He had a conversation with the ghost. He almost looked like King Hamlet, but it was very scary and he couldn't believe it if it was real or not. He went to the ghost, he had a conversation, and he believed that the ghost might be of his dad. In the conversation, he said that his death, King Hamlet's death, is not a natural death. It is a murder. It is a murder by his own brother, King Claudius. So that's the first twist in the first act, that the death was not natural, death was a murder. He couldn't believe it at first, but the conversation really shook him up. He, after listening to his dad's conversation and dad's confession, he planned that he will act as a mad guy. He will give an impression that he has gone mad. He will act as a madman in the whole courtroom, in the whole kingdom. He had such conversation with Ophelia later on, and Ophelia totally believed that Prince Hamlet has gone mad. We are done with the Act 1. We'll move to Act 2. Ophelia enters his dad's room and she was terrified by the behavior of Prince Hamlet and tells the whole story to his dad, Claudius. Claudius was overwhelmed by the attention Prince Hamlet is giving to Ophelia. He was overpowered by ambition rather than sympathy for his own daughter. He plans to tell all the private love letters Prince Hamlet has written for Ophelia to King Claudius, so that he can show how much important he and his daughter is to the throne. He wanted to tell that because Prince Hamlet is giving so much attention to Ophelia, he is very important to the throne, and he was completely overpowered by ambition and not sympathy towards his daughter. He should have understand that Ophelia is really terrified by the behavior of Prince Hamlet. Then, here King Claudius was already a little suspicious about the behavior of Prince Hamlet, because everyone observed that from few days his behavior has been changed. Prince Hamlet's behavior has been changed. He's behaving very oddly. he is behaving like a paranoid. So to know what is the reason behind his behavior, he decided to hire two friends of Prince Hamlet, two old friends named as Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern wanted to spy on him. Later on, he decided on to stage a play. So it was his great planning. He wanted to stage a play called as Murder of Gonzago. Murder of Gonzago, which involves a similar play to his father's murder. The storyline is similar to the murder. It's just that he will add few lines to make it sound realistic, and he wanted a reaction out of Claudius. So he decided on to stage a play, and so here our Act 2 is over. We'll start with Act 3. Let's start with Act 3, the Murder of Gonzago. As we already discussed that in Act 2 he has staged the play. Now it's time to perform the play. Murder of Gonzago. So when Murder of Gonzago started, it was very normal for the audience. It wasn't something which evoked a reaction out of the people or the king. But after a while, when that scene comes where the king is lying and suddenly when he's sleeping, someone poisoned his ear and he dies by the poison. After watching this scene, King Claudius stood up from his position and he panics and he just went away. It was enough for Prince Hamlet to know that whatever ghost was saying was not false. It's a complete true story. So as you can see that he plans to kill Claudius. After this, he is very sure that the culprit is Claudius. He plans to kill him. But as soon as Claudius left, he followed Claudius, but he saw that Claudius is praying to God. He kneeled over and he's praying to God, and as per his belief, if you're praying to God, you can't kill that person. Otherwise, he will go straight to heaven, and Hamlet doesn't want Claudius to go to heaven. So he wants that sinner to go to hell, and he decided that this is not the right time. He will not kill him right now. He's praying to God, and hell is something he doesn't deserve at all. So he decided to kill him later. After this scene, next scene comes where he goes to the bedroom of Queen Gertrude, his own mother. He decided to have confrontation with his own mother. He was devastated by the marriage with Claudius, and he wanted the answers to that. Seeing his paranoid behavior, Queen Gertrude screamed. She yelled because she was totally terrified by the behavior of Hamlet. She thought that he might kill her. And there is one more scene to the scene, which is Polonius was hiding behind the curtain and watching and hearing everything. He was hiding and he was in pain. He yelled, and soon Hamlet thought that it's Claudius, and Claudius must be spying on him and his mother, and without even looking, without even thinking rationally, he goes and stabbed brutally that person, and that person dies. And that person is not Claudius, he is Polonius. So that was the accidental death of Polonius. He didn't mean to kill Polonius. He thought that the person hiding behind the curtain must be Claudius, as Claudius is now scared to death. He thought that it is Claudius who is spying over him and Queen. So it was not his fault. Soon after that, Queen Gertrude rushes over to Claudius to tell him the whole story, and the ghost appears for one last time. Whose ghost? We are talking about King Hamlet's ghost, students. It's Hamlet's ghost who's coming for the last time in the room, and he says that you should not kill your own mother, you should kill Claudius. Do not get distracted. It is Claudius who should be your target and not Gertrude. and he just disappeared and he never came back again. With this, Act 3 is over. So Act 4 begins. Gertrude informs about the whole incident to Claudius. Claudius, upon hearing this, gets an idea that the murder was not meant for Polonius, it was meant for his own. That means he had the realization that it was his murder, he intended to murder Claudius and not Polonius. As soon as he realized, he thought that it is a very good opportunity to ban Prince Hamlet. So he sent him off to England and banned him from Denmark. As we can see that after banning Prince, he sent Prince to England, and while on his way to England, he saw that there is a prince called Prince Fortinbras who is leading an army and wants to fight just for an useless piece of land. He wanted to fight for just an useless piece of land, and after watching the scene, he realized that why was he hesitating? Even for the useless matter, Fortinbras is ready to fight everyone. Why is he hesitating when his own dad is murdered by his uncle? It gained him some confidence. Initially, he was in guilt. He was very guilty that that his hesitation was something which he shouldn't have felt at the first place. But after watching this, he had some confidence and he took a vow that he will take revenge of murder of his father. After this scene, we can see that Ophelia and Lytis's reaction, as you can see on the board, Ophelia and Lytis's reaction. Ophelia, after hearing the news, was devastated completely. She was sad, she was grief-stricken, and she was actually shocked from the death of his father. She started acting mad. She gone completely mad, and she wandered here and there in the court, in the kingdom. She used to sing strange songs, very different songs, and and later on, everyone realized that she is in a deep sorrow. She is broken. Soon after that, her brother Lytis arrives from France, and he decided to overthrow Claudius because he thought that it was Claudius who has killed his dad. Claudius put all the blame to Prince Hamlet and said that it is not him who has murdered his dad, but it is Prince Hamlet. And he tried to calm him down and said that he will help him in future. After that, we can see that both Ophelia and Lytis were in a deep sorrow after hearing the news. On the other side, Hamlet, he escaped. He escaped from England and he re-arrived in Denmark. After some time, Claudius got to know that he's coming back. He got to know about his arrival. He got to know that he is still alive. So he tries to plan with Lytis. As you can see, the last point, he plans with Lytis so that he can kill Hamlet. So with this, we end Act 4 and we'll start with Act 5. Let's start with Act 5. This is the final act of the whole play. Prince Hamlet was walking through churchyard with his friend Horatio when he stumbled upon Ophelia's death procession. He watched that Lytis is also there in the funeral procession, and the grave is none other than, and the body is none other than Ophelia. After watching the scene, he was deeply affected and he was enraged. Who did that? Why it happened? On the other hand, Ophelia's own brother, Lytis, was enraged after watching Hamlet there. They both got into fight. They were fighting on the open grave and they didn't spare each other. After this, Claudius suggested Lytis to have a duel with Prince Hamlet. They both agreed on duel. So it was decided upon that they will have a sword fight, but no one knew that Lytis would poison the sword. They started with the fight. Laertes scratched the back of Prince Hamlet with the poisoned sword. And after the swapping of the swords, Prince Hamlet did the same. He repeated the same. He scratched the back of Laertes with that poisoned sword. And they both are now poisoned because of that single sword. Meanwhile, we see that Gertrude drinks poisoned wine accidentally. So King Claudius is a mastermind, as we all know that. He kept a cup of poisoned wine for Hamlet. It was his plan B. He decided that if plan A doesn't work and if he is not killed by Laertes, plan 2 would work and the cup of poisoned wine would kill him. But the poisoned wine was drank by Queen Gertrude, and Queen Gertrude died immediately. But before dying, she warned Hamlet to not drink that poisoned wine. So with that, we can see that Gertrude is also no more in the final act. Then we see that Prince attacks Claudius. Now obviously Prince is wounded, but he still wouldn't spare King Claudius. He used the same poisoned sword to kill King Claudius, and very brutally he doesn't spare Claudius at all and he kills him. He stabs him to death. Everyone is dead. The scene is very sad, as we can see that Laertes is dead, Ophelia is dead, Polonius is also now no more a living being. Prince Hamlet is no more. There on the other side, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are also dead. So the only person who's still alive is Horatio, one of the oldest and most loyal friend of Prince Hamlet. Before dying, he says to Horatio that you must not kill, you must not die. You should be alive to tell the whole story to the world. The world should know who is right and who is wrong. The world should know the story, and with this he is dead and only Horatio remains. With this we end Act 5 and the play is over. Thank you.